What's up, Urban Acolyte Army? My name is Prince and I'm an Urban Acolyte. In this video, I want to talk Obi-Wan Kenobi, specifically the Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone movie that we've been hearing a lot of rumors, but nothing official yet. Before I get to the news about Obi-Wan, I just want to say that if you're new here, we talk about Star Wars, Marvel, DC, all those superhero comic booky movies, martial arts movies and TV shows. I love all that stuff because when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be Bruce Leroy and Luke Skywalker. Hashtag The Last Jedi. I'm trying to find my glow. So this is Geek Culture with a Purpose. And if you like what we're doing here, make sure you click that subscribe button and you can enlist in becoming a member of the Urban Acolyte Army. All right, so this is kind of funny, y'all. I kind of made that running joke about the Mike Zero, calling him TMZ. This story actually comes from TMZ, and I'm not talking about the Mike Zero, but the actual TMZ, Harvey Weinstein and his crew. So I don't know the authenticity of this, but you do know that TMZ, the tabloid site, I guess their information is right some of the time. It's strange that they've got something on Star Wars, but it is what it is. I'm just now finding out about this, so I'm going to read this to you guys so I don't mess it up. Their article says the next movie in the Star Wars story franchise will feature Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it ain't an origin story. Far from it, actually. According to a newly released production bulletin obtained by TMZ, Disney's next foray into their spin-off series appears to be called Obi-Wan, a Star Wars story, with a working title of Joshua Tree. Return of the Jedi also used the codename Blue Harvest. All of the Star Wars movies have used code names. That's not in the article. I'm just saying that in case you didn't know. The synopsis reads as follows. Obi-Wan is on Tatooine being an elusive hermit and stuff, but secretly watches over an infant Luke Skywalker, whom he delivered to his uncle Owen. Tensions between the local farmers and a tribe of sand people, headed by a ruthless war chief, eventually brings Obi out of hiding and into Jedi kick-ass mode. Scene. The bulletin lists Stephen Daldry as the director. He'd been rumored to be in talks for the film, and now it looks like he's attached. Those rumors actually broke last August, and I reported those, and so did Alex over at Star Wars Explained, because we were both at a YouTube training. I was actually having a conversation with he and Molly when the story broke, or the rumor broke. Anyway, the movie shooting in London at a well-known Star Wars studio, that's Pinewood Studios, recently used for The Last Jedi and Solo and like every other Star Wars movie. Production is set to begin next spring. So the end of the article lines up with the previous video I did on the Obi-Wan rumored standalone film that after things wrap up with episode 9, which will go into production this summer, and they'll be doing stuff at Pinewood Studios, that as soon as they clear out stuff from episode 9, that they would begin getting things ready at Pinewood Studio in January, I think is what I said in the last video, for the Obi-Wan movie. Now, this idea of Obi-Wan coming out of hiding, coming out of being a recluse, coming out of his training to deal with conflict between the Sand People and the moisture farmers, because this is going to affect the Lars family, and if it affects the Lars family, that means Luke, who he believes to be the chosen one if you watched season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. Then it also lines up with a question that I've had from the book From a Certain Point of View. There's a chapter in there that deals with the young sand people guys who have just gone through their initiation rite. Right, I think they had to kill a crate dragon, and those are the sand people that Obi-Wan chases off in A New Hope, the ones who are about to capture Luke and C-3PO when they're pursuing R2, who is run off to find Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? So there's a story told from their perspective. Like I said, these guys have just passed their rite of passage. At this point, they're young, they feel they're invincible. Hey, they feel like they can take on Tyson one-on-one. Iron Mike in his prime, right? And then out of Obi-Wan comes out making this crate dragon cry and sends him running off into hiding. And so they're licking their wounds, their egos are bruised, and they're like, yo, man, that old man in that cloak, in that hoodie, hey, we getting ready to lay him down. Hey, he's Trayvon, we're George Zimmerman. We getting ready to put them things on him, right? And so an elder sand person is like, yo, you don't want to mess with him. He can control the weather, the air crackles around him. The sand moves with his will, right? They're trying to talk about this guy can control the force in their way of speaking about the force, right? You don't want to mess with him. This is a fight that is best left. Just leave it alone. Just walk away. Just walk away, right? And so I started to wonder, how did they know about Obi-Wan? What has there been a confrontation between Obi-Wan and some of the Sand people? And so it's kind of like, from a certain point of view, and A New Hope set up this story, and from here it's on Tatooine. Obi-Wan, according to the wishes of George Lucas, Obi-Wan never leaves Tatooine. He believes, as Dave Filoni is set up in Rebels, he believes that Luke is the chosen one, and Obi-Wan is not going to act unless something is going to affect Luke. And we've seen this in the stories of old Ben Kenobi that are in his journal that Luke pulls out and reads from time to time in the new issues of the new Star Wars comic book series that Marvel is doing, right? If you've seen those, the Adventures of Old Ben Kenobi, and we've actually seen one of those where a bounty hunter, the black Wookiee, Black something, I don't know how to say his name, so Black something comes after Owen and is gonna kill him, right? Somebody's taking out a bounty on him, I think because Obi-Wan stepped in at another time and acted on someone's behalf, and Owen got the blame, I think, and maybe Jabba took out a hit on him, and so Obi-Wan had to dispatch Black something, and it ended up being that Luke and his little mud jumper or whatever it is, Luke ends up saving Obi-Wan and Owen. And it's at that point that Owen is like, look, don't come around our family. Just keep your distance, old man. We don't want any of your Jedi sorcerer's ways messing up our family that we have, right? We just want to raise Luke and be a family and make a farmer out of him, right? And make him forget all about his father and the Jedi and this war and everything else that has brought this sweet little babe of yours to our home, right? So I don't know, like some of this, it says like Hermit and stuff, makes me wonder how official this is, but it's TMZ. I mean, they don't have a reason to clickbait us with fake Star Wars leaks, unlike the TMZ here on YouTube that covers Star Wars. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help but throw shade. Hey, it's all comedy. Some of y'all get bent out of shape. And I mean, if that's you, go watch him. Why are you watching me? Just go watch him, like, don't get mad about it. Don't get your blood pressure up. I ain't trying to make nobody have a heart attack over some comedy, right? But anyway, what do you guys think about this alleged leak? How do you feel about a not so old Ben? It's like middle-aged Ben Kenobi and seeing Owen and a young Luke. They say an infant, so at this point Obi-Wan has only been on Tatooine for a few years, right? We're a few years removed from Revenge of the Sith, and that would explain. Then you don't really have to age up Ewan McGregor, right? He still looks young now. But you don't have to do so much to him to make him, look more like Alec Guinness. And, we get to see Ewan back as Obi-Wan. And it sounds a lot like what I said, is it's a Western and it's like Kung Fu the Legend. You got Ben Kenobi there on Tatooine. He can't run around using the Force in the open and waving a lightsaber, but he can, behind closed doors or when no one's around. But when lots of people are around, he's got to find these subtle ways of using the Force. And he's the sheriff who doesn't use his gun in the wild, wild west of Tatooine, in the Dune Sea, in the Junlin Wastes, and on Anchorhead, and all these places that I'm trying to remember from from the old Republic games, right? But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Are you hyped for an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie? And if this all sounds like it is going to be what it is, if this is what's coming next, then some of y'all can chill out about the Lando movie. Like I said, I think Kathy Kennedy might have had a little bit too much red wine partying at Cannes in France, and she said something without, you know, being mindful, right? So I don't know. This sounds like something awesome. Like I want to see it. I like Obi-Wan, and maybe we'll even get to see him training, and we'll get a glimpse or Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn might also be involved, and that would be cool. We get more Jedi stuff, more mysticism, and a little bit of action, and we expand the lore of Obi-Wan Kenobi and have a good time, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's all fun, it's all love, it's more Star Wars, and we're about to get a whole lot more Star Wars in the next couple of years, and it's going to be a beautiful thing, baby. So anyway, drop your comments down below in the comment section below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you can take your first steps towards joining the Urban Acolyte Army. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Continue to support the channel. You can do that by watching more videos from this channel. You should check out my non-spoiler review of Deadpool 2, or you can check out whatever other great video YouTube has picked especially for you. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.